Okay, here is the good news. The good news is that you can spend a long period of your life not living the way you want to live, and then out of nowhere, things can just click. And there's a lot of different reasons why that might happen, but there are going to be some signs along the way that show you that it's really going to be different this time. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 signs that you're finally ready to change your life for good. But before we get to that, please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the little notification bell. That notification bell is very important. If you're on any other platform, use the tools on the platform to share the videos with your friends, family, colleagues, anyone who you think might benefit from the video. Okay, the first sign that you're ready to change your life is you're becoming more aware of your mortality. You're becoming more aware that you are actually running out of time, right? So a lot of people get it in their heads that one day, maybe, kind of, sort of, eventually things will click, but then they keep moving through time and it passes very quickly with them going through the motions. I put a status up on my social media accounts talking about the fact that if you're my age, around 30 years old, you're still young, but you're not super young like you used to be. You can't keep telling yourself this story that you have all of this potential, because you're going to keep getting older and you're going to have less and less time, energy, all those sorts of things to actually do what you want. So sometimes it hits people at all different ages. It hit me at the age of 25, where I had a hard fork in the road, and I'm like, dude, it's time to get things done. Like, even at a very young age, I realized that time is running out. So think about where your life is right now. Think about all the opportunities that you're missing out on. Think of all the things that you want to do but you haven't done yet. And take a serious look at whether or not you're going to commit to making some of those changes, or whether or not you're going to let time run out. So the more you realize that time is running out, the more you can actually extend your life, because when you start to live your life doing the things that you actually want to do, you can make your life a hell of a lot longer. Okay, the next sign that you're ready to change your life is you start basing your life on the things that you want to do versus the things that maybe other people might want you to do or society wants you to do, right? So, as human beings, we have sort of this need to fit in. And, sometimes when you start to go on your own path where you're exploring different interests, it might make you feel alienated to some of the people around you. But the difference is, once you're actually ready to change, you're going to become okay with that. You're going to become okay with not being like everyone else, especially people in your peer group, right? So it's not that you feel like you're better than anyone else. You're just going in a certain lane right now, and some of the people in your life, they're doing their own thing, and it's okay for both of you to be on your own paths. So when you're with them, you can hang out with them and do your own thing, but then there are going to be times where you are focusing on your projects, where you are focusing on getting your health better, where you are focusing on advancing your career, where you are focusing on these other things, right? And you have to understand that at the end of the day, you are the one who has to live your life. And when you come to that realization, you'll be okay with doing things that maybe not everyone will approve of, or things that other people don't think is really all that possible. So when I was trying to become a writer, sitting at my house blogging for a living full time, kind of a ludicrous dream, I didn't let the fact that other people thought that was strange, or other people thought that it was outlandish, or other people thought that I might fail. I didn't let that deter me. I just figured, this is something I really want to do, and if other people are supportive of it, that's great. If not, that's also cool. So once you're willing to go your own way, that's a sign that you're really ready to change. Another sign that you're ready to change, and this one, all of these are going to overlap a little bit, but another sign that you're actually ready to change is when you stop fantasizing about what your life might be like, and you start realizing what your life is actually like, right? So once you're actually able to have an objective look at your current present reality, it's gonna help lead to whatever decision you want to make next, right? So a lot of people will tell them that you kind of have this hero story in your mind, right? You imagine yourself doing a lot more than you're currently doing right now, and it's cool to it feels good to kind of have that fantasy. It feels good to give yourself credit for doing things that you haven't already done. There's even been, studies that, show that a lot of the times when you just visualize and imagine things, you kind of feel like you've already done them, right? So a lot of people will get lost in that mental headspace where they're constantly daydreaming, but they're not really doing anything. And they kind of use those daydreams and that idea of their like potential. I have all this magical potential. It kind of makes them feel good even if they're not doing anything right now. So you're really ready to change when you have the conversation where you're like, okay, yeah, I do have these goals and dreams and ambitions, but I ain't doing that stuff right now. Like, I'm not doing it. I want to have a six pack, but I'm not going to the gym right now. I want to have that business, but I'm not working on it. I want to make more money in the future, but right now I am broke, right? So you have to be crystal clear and objective, and your mind. Your mind is very good at rationalizing your situation, coping, trying to find ways to mentally distract yourself and veer yourself off course. But you have to be honest. And once you're like, okay, maybe I'm not where I want to be at right now, but then it makes more sense that person that you visualize in the future can become real because you're actually going to start working on it because there's a gap there. So once you understand that there's actually a gap, you can finally start working on it. Another sign that you're ready to change, kind of going along with the point of, diverging from some of the people around you and kind of doing your own thing, is that you start doing things that you're just into because you're into them, right? You start learning about things that you want to learn about because you want to learn about them. A lot of us go through the school system, we get beat over our head with education, and for a lot of us it leads to us not wanting to learn. We have a negative relationship with learning, and then when we get out of school, we're like, I've been in the school system so long, I don't want to deal with it anymore, so we just kind of check out. But once you rediscover something that is interesting for you to learn about, something that is compelling, that kind of pulls you toward it and kind of makes you feel like you really want to work on it, that's when you can start to see a real change. So for me, I was working on writing, I was reading all these books, and when it was things that I chose to do, and it was things that I was deciding, proactively wanting to learn, and that were really interesting to me, and that kind of sparked my intellectual curiosity, that's when things really took off. So whatever you're interested in, and it just kind of comes naturally to you that it's something that you're curious about, follow that path and see what happens. You never know. I've seen so many crazy careers of some of the most random things you can think of. So your interest can be turned into something viable for the future. So if you are really exploring, if you're learning all these different cool things you want to learn about, that's a really good sign because you can turn that into something amazing in the future. And the last sign that you're ready to change for the future is you are just done. You were just done. You look at your life, you just get super fed up, and you were just like, I can't take living like this anymore. And really getting to that point is going to be crucial. And it's kind of the overarching point, that encompasses everything that I've said. So eventually you just, that's what happened to me. I looked up, I was like, dude, I need to do something because I literally, I couldn't live this way. I was starting to get deeply frustrated and angry with the way that my life was going. And some people might not say this the healthiest way to get inspired and motivated, but that's the way that worked for me. I got pissed. I got super pissed off. I knew that I was capable of a lot more, so I started doing it. So, find a way to push yourself to that edge. Instead of making all the pain and anxiety in your life kind of dull, where you're just plodding along, make that pain crystal clear. Make that pain apparent. Make that struggle and frustration very obvious so that you actually do something to change your life. If you're looking for insights that'll help you make better decisions and change your life, you can check out my new book, Real Help and Honest Guide to Self-Improvement. That'll be in the description in YouTube and posted elsewhere on social media where you are watching it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel or use the social sharing tools on any of the platforms that you're watching this. Had a very great time shooting this video, and I will see you on the next one.